Good morning, profit traders. I certainly hope you had a good evening, went through some stock charts, did your homework, did your research, and here we are another day, and it's Friday. Favorite day of the week, Friday. Okay, look, there's no question that the bulls are in charge here. There's no question about that at all. And just a great day yesterday, no sell signal. We are pressed up against resistance, no doubt about that. I think most everyone can see that. And if we break out, then we're going to look for this resistance to become support. Now, I think, depending on how you look at a chart, I know that I always look at a chart when we have so many days up, I always get a little concerned. We are likely to see a little bit of a pullback. We certainly don't have that candlestick signal that would indicate a pullback, but a lot of the other things are in place. But until we get the price action to whisper or to tell us that, hey, a pullback is coming, maybe something intraday or maybe the next day, then we should trade to the bull side, what we see here. Unless you're trying to catch the top, which I think is dangerous. I think it's very dangerous. Most people can't do that. Most people end up losing money when they try to play that sort of game here. So I think the best thing to do is follow the chart. Price is above the T line, which means the short-term trend is definitely controlled by the bulls, and we'll just trade accordingly. So far this morning, let's see, 140.86 is where we're at. Of course, there's still 20 minutes to go before the market opens, and looks like we're opening up in an inside day. Anything above the T-line, I'll look at being a bit bullish. If we get a close below the T-line, then I'll look at something a little bearish. And if we put in a sell signal up here that's still above the T-line, that's where we want to get a little caution. Throw a little caution in there. So, okay, with that, let's take a look at our stock picks today. USLV, I think USLV held up very well. I've been holding this now for a couple of days. I think a few other people are in here as well. But this USLV playing with this rounded bottom breakout, it definitely needs to move up a little higher. If it can break out of these levels up here, then I think it'll pay us some pretty good money. I think it's got a pretty good chart pattern right now. It keeps trying to move up, and it fails. It's pulled back. Well, now we've got the 20 that it's bouncing off of and creating higher lows here. We just can't seem to create higher highs, which indicates that pressure is being put in here, and sooner or later that pressure is going to let go somewhere. And I'm looking for it to move up a little bit. So USLV. DV is coming from our pinball strategy. It has gapped down. It gapped down, and then we had a little residual selling in here. What I'm looking at is this hammer type candle right here. I say hammer because it does have a bit of a wick up here, but it's still the wick is 2.5 times longer than the body at least. So I'm going to give that the hammer name. And then we see this residual selling down, but we held up above these lows right here. And then a little bit of a bullish gap up, and then we just traded sideways. So this to me is looking like the bulls are certainly buying it in here, and the bulls aren't really happy about it going down anymore. So we'll look at this one here. Closed above the T-line yesterday and the day before. This puts it in the pinball category. So we want to trade this long above the T-line. It must close above the T-line. If it closes below the T-line, you want to get out of it. We're looking for the target up near the 34 and then the 50. DECK, D-E-C-K, is another one on our watch list today. Another rounded bottom breakout. I know that I've been beating this particular strategy up. I just love this strategy. This is turning out to be a terrific money-making strategy. And one of the reasons I like it so much, it's so visual, just like the pinball setup. There's not much calculation to it. Everything is in front of you. It's like a It's like a road map, or like it's like going bowling with rubber bumpers along the gutters. It keeps the ball out of the bad area is what it does. So rounded bottom breakout, deck, DECK. What we have here is a little double bottom, and now we're starting to rally up. We have a rounded bottom breakout with price. The moving averages haven't flipped over yet, but this is what we're looking for the early entries. We want to be a buyer on strength, on a breakout of strength, and for the aggressive trader or the PBO trader, look for those pullbacks, and then we're going to look for support around this area, which means that's where our stop would be. If we start failing about where this blue line is, then that would suggest that the bears are taking control, are taking back control. It looks to me right here like the bulls are taking control. Double bottom, inverted hammer, little gap up, and from there it's rallied, did a little consolidation. Now we have this breakout here. FFIV. FFIV is a J-hook pattern. Nice rally here, pullback, a J-hook pattern. We have a J-hook breakout right here, or we're working on that J-hook breakout. Moves up higher today, and then we'll call it that J-hook. For those that don't know what the J-hook is, you can just see it right here where there's the J right there. But we need that breakout to give us this upper end, and that'll be the J. We're also coming out of a rounded bottom. If GG was here, he would say, we love these double bottoms. So here we have a little double bottom. It rallied up and it pulled back, did not make another low, made a higher low. Then we have a doji gap up, it rallied, it gave us a rounded bottom breakout. We have a little consolidation pullback, which we know this always happens. We should always expect this. Bullish Hiromi, and then a gap up with a nice finish yesterday. We're looking for a directional target up near the 200-day moving average. You know, charts like this, I think are just sweet. They're terrific. They're not hard to find. They're very easy to find. What we have trouble with is where do we enter them and how long do we hold if it doesn't necessarily work out exactly how we want. And this is where practice comes in. And this is where making some decisions with yourself. For instance, if you want to trade this and you want to be a breakout buyer, then be that breakout buyer. Be the best there is at it. Do it over and over and over again until you get it down pat. Realize you are not going to win every one. If you are a pullback buyer, a PBO buyer, pullback opportunity buyer, then you're looking for something to the downside. You might be looking at something here. We have the rounded bottom breakout, and then we start moving back. Well, you might start looking for signals right in here, realizing that we don't have a reversal signal back up. Now, if we see something like this, to me, this is okay. This is certainly a buy in this area, a little bit, not a lot, because we're now down to that support. Now, that's a risky trade because that's a bearish candle, and we're certainly pulling back. We can see that. Very risky trade. That's why we don't buy a full position. We buy a small position on this. And then all of a sudden, we put in this buy signal here. Remember, we broke out of resistance. That becomes support. Now it pulls back to that support to retest it. This is where you would do some adding. And then, boom, there you go. You're in the money. Now all the breakout buyers will start lifting your money to the upside. And that's how I look to trade these PBOs like this. Let's see, PAS. Many of us went long on this yesterday. Yeah, many of us went long yesterday. It looks like it might be gapping up just a wee bit. Nice rounded bottom breakout. Start that rounded bottom breakout there. We have a hammer, gap up, bullish candle yesterday off the 20-day moving average. That's after a little pullback. Our rally starts here. We start this rally up. It can't get through the 50. Surprise, surprise. I hope that's not a surprise to anybody. This is something we expect. It pulls back. It gains a little more energy and then rallies to the upside. Breakout buyers, you're looking for strength over today's high. PBO buyers, you'd love to pick it up on an inside day somewhere in here, and we'll use this 50-day moving average, something below that, just a little bit below, as a stop. We're looking for our first target up around the $19 range, and then the 200-day moving average. NUGT, Nugget. Nugget is another one of those that's rounded bottom breakout. Let's move this up just a bit here, about right there. Rounded bottom breakout, coming through the big three, the 20, the 34, the 50. We have a little pullback right here, little pullback, and then we have a doji gap up. Shows that the bulls are still alive, shows that the bulls they still want this to move higher. Investors must seem to think that it's worth more money, is basically what this amounts to. Our first target's going to be up here just above 13, say 1350, and then we'll be looking somewhere near the 200-day moving average. Let's see here. 1430. Where's 1430? Oh, that's about it right there. Okay. Tell you what, I'm gonna drop this down to 1430. What I did is I looked at the weekly chart. Looks like there's pretty good resistance right there, so we're going to go with about this 1430 as a first target, and then from there we'll work on that 200-day moving average. TTWO, I think there's a few people in the room went long on this yesterday. This is on our stock pick list today. Nice doji down here, nice doji and follow through. Definite, definite. What appears to be a reversal right here. We rallied up and moved to the right. Beautiful chart pattern right here. You ever see that chart pattern? You want to pay attention to it. You ever see a chart pattern looks like that? You want to start paying attention to it. Rally up, consolidate to the right is what this is. And then you want to be a buyer in here. The smart buyers would have been buying already. They're already in it. They bought down at this level right here. It certainly appears that that's where the bulls, the smart bulls, are hanging out. All of a sudden, we get a rounded bottom breakout here. This is where we want to start looking to be a buyer. Obviously, on strength, those that are breakout buyers, you want to buy on strength above today's candle. PBO buyers, you want to look for buying on an inside day. Let's see, 8. I don't know if we're going to get that buy on the inside day. A lot of times the market will open and maybe we get a little gap up, or it hangs up here and then starts moving up, and then intraday it slips down. So sometimes intraday you can find these buys as it slips down, slips into this area. And where are we going to put our stop? Real simple. We know our stop goes right in here. Right in here, because what would tell us that the bears are starting to get active? What are telling us that the bears may, a little aggressive? If it starts coming back through this area here. Some folks might even use this area down here as a stop. That's a little low for me. That's just a little too much. So I think the best stop right here the best stop would be right in this area. Let's see, what was that? TTWO. How about LOGM? LOGM pinball setup. Big gap to the downside where it looks like we're trying to hold up right here. We're back above the T line. That makes it the pinball setup. We're looking for the 34 as being the first target. You definitely want to take at least half off the table. Maybe let the second half sit there and ride it out, see if it can move up. But definitely take that first half off the table. Some might even consider the full position. That's pretty good money from here up to here. And then we have to deal with this whole resistance area. PBY. PBY is another rounded bottom breakout. Kind of a morning star signal in here. Rallied up, moved to the right. We have a breakout now. Buy on strength. PBO buyers, buy to the right, using about this 948 area as a stop. Like I said, one of the beauties of this particular chart strategy, it's there. It's like opening up a coloring book. You have your guidelines. All you've got to do is fill in the colors. ONTY, pointed out yesterday in the room. by one of our members. I think a few people bought into it. Looks good to me, ONTY. Coming off this bottom, we get these series of little humps and bumps, and then all of a sudden we get a big day here. Here, let's just move this up right there. Nice big day. What we're looking for is a buy on a breakout. Aggressive traders look for inside day, and if you're an inside day buyer, PBO buyer, you want to set your stop right in this area right here. This would tell us that the bears are taking control. If you're a breakout buyer, I like to set my stop where it breaks out. That way, because you're paying up high for it, and if you buy on the breakout, I'm not sure I would want my stop that far down there. Certainly would be acceptable. It depends on your style of trading, but I'm buying it based on the fact that the strength is coming from this area. So if that's the case, then that's where I want to put my stop, because that's the area that would suggest that the bulls are trying to, or the bears are trying to pull it back. That's if you buy up in this area. A buy in this area, your stop would be down in here. Very easy. Let's see, LSCC. Another round of bottom breakout. Love these things. Want to be a long buyer on a breakout? About right there. Kind of, whoops. There we go. Kind of mix these two a little bit. Strength on the upside, and of course it's that same old song and dance. I'll sound like a broken record. PBO buyers. PBO stands for pullback opportunity. You want to be a buyer on an inside day. Your stop will be somewhere in this area right here. Okay, let's see our featured, where's it at here? FST, featured on the email today. FST, we're coming from a double bottom. After a bottom right here, we have a bottom. We rallied up, we pulled back, we rallied up, pulled back. Good double bottom support in this area. Rounded bottom breakout, and then we've pulled back, holding that rounded bottom breakout, making a little J hook right in here. Our stop's going to be in this area. Would love to have a buy on an inside day. I don't know if we're going to get that. I don't know if we're going to get that today, but certainly be a buyer on strength. First target is up here just under $9, and then we'll shoot for the 200-day moving average. And that's our featured stock pick today that went out on the email list, FST. By the way, if you're not getting the morning email, please go to the website and sign up for it. There's always the featured stock pick is on there with everything listed, some news, when we have our e-learnings, and if we don't, if we cancel e-learning, it's on there. So please, if you're not getting that email, please do that. If you're not opening it, please open it. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye for the morning. Go update my coffee cup. I'll be back in about 3 minutes. We'll get this market open. Thanks for being here.